Today I got a real treat for you. Krista Hilton with the frickin' Drunk Republic podcast and what, brand?
Yeah.
It's almost like a...
Yeah.
Do you have a blog?
No, not yet. Coming soon.
Drunk Republic and strategist, I'd say.
Yeah.
You're a strategist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you guys don't know who she is, go look her up at the Krista Hilton. She's got basically a podcast called The Drunk Republic.
Yeah,
which
the
means,
Drunk Politics podcast.
Which means basically it's called the Drunk Politics podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the Drunk Republic?
Drunk Republic's just our overall brand. We sell t-shirts and we'll have more, podcasts underneath that brand.
I like the brand.
Thanks.
There's a lot of people out there. Where'd you come up with the name Drunk Republic?
We just kind of during the pandemic, my sister and I were watching Drunk History. We're like, we really need to do something like this for politics because it's such a shit show.
It is. It is a shit show.
Yeah.
And folks, for the first time ever, Dropping Bombs has got a sponsor.
Woo!
Yes, folks. A sponsor. LightSpeed Virtual Training System. This is why I don't do sponsors, because I don't want to do what they call ad rolls and pre-rolls and talk about boner pills and whatever it is they try to sponsor you with. But alcohol, if we were going to drink, I'd do alcohol sponsorships.
Yeah.
LightSpeed VT is my main company. A lot of people don't know that. LightSpeed Virtual Training.
Yeah.
So I said I'm going to start just basically, I'm going to create a bumper later and just add them on. I'm not going to read them in here, but I figured why not allow LightSpeed to sponsor Dropping Bombs?
You might as well.
So every single time someone hears it, they hear about LightSpeed VT.
Exactly.
You never know when someone needs a badass training system or wants to make a bunch of money online selling their intellectual property. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Krista Hilton. Yes. Portland, Oregon is where you live.
I do.
Now tell me about that place. That's a bunch of blue-haired nonsense.
It is. It's a bunch of bullshit. But they've switched some things up the last month and a half or so, and I will say the city looks a lot better. But we have a very, very leftist government in Portland. Very leftist. I feel like we are a training ground for leftist ideology, and it didn't work out. So they switched over to more conservative policies, and I think it's going to work out good. Still leftist, but...
Now it says you're a conservative single mom.
It says that.
My team looks up who you are and writes it all down, so I don't know if the notes are always accurate.
I mean, I would say that I would definitely lean more conservative than not. I am a single mom.
So you're kind of Republican.
I'm kind of Republican. I'm a registered libertarian, but I feel like the scale of which things are now has completely changed.
On your podcast, do you have guests? Mm-hmm. And are they political?
Most of the time.
Do you look for guests?
Yeah.
I can send you some guests.
Yeah.
Like Mike Lindell and Carrie Lake and a lot of, some of them might get you canceled though.
That's okay. We're on the verge of getting canceled all the time.
How come?
I love being canceled. It's fun because it's stupid.
It is stupid.
It's fucking stupid.
What do you think about that?
Sorry, can I say the F word?
Sure.
Okay. I think it's all real dumb.
So let's go back in your history a little bit, shall we? And by the way, folks, drunkrepublic.co. Mm-hmm. Podcast is called Drunk Politics.
Yes.
See, this is Republic.
Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And
it's starting to get a little traction.
Yeah.
Getting some downloads. Hopefully maybe everybody here that's a little bit political run over there and listen to it. Give it a listen.
Yeah. My sister and I do it. We're pretty funny.
Okay, so let's go.
Want to think we are.
Let's go back. So number one, how old are you?
I'm 39. How old am I? I'm 39.
Now, most people say you never ask a girl that, but you look great for 39.
Yeah, thanks. It's all the Botox in my face.
Well, you look great for 39.
Thanks. Uh-huh.
I would have guessed, 29.
Sweet.
So you're looking good.
Almost said I was 29. I was like, I'm not in my fucking 20s anymore.
So you're 39 years old. How long you live in Portland, Oregon?
Oh, God. I've lived there for about 7 or 8 years.
And you're an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm.
You've always been an entrepreneur.
Always.
You said you've never worked for anybody.
No, I've had a couple dumb jobs when I was younger, but.
What kind of dumb jobs?
I worked when I was going to I went to beauty school. When I was going to beauty school, I worked at like Old Navy and.
Did you drop out?
Another salon. No, I finished. I owned a salon for 10 years.
What was it called?
Salon Mecca.
In Portland?
Nope, it was in Salem.
Did it flourish?
Salem, Oregon. Yeah.
You might know of how long were you in Salem?
A long time.
Then you might know of my RV dealership there.
Oh, which one?
Wagers.
Okay, yeah.
You know of Wagers RV?
I think so. Where is it at?
I don't know.
Oh, somewhere.
Never been there.
Well, it's kind of a shithole little city. But.
I could text my partners and see where it is.
Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, that Salem's a small town. I lived in Eugene though. Grew up in Eugene.
Oh, you did? You grew up in Eugene?
Yep.
Oh,
then moved to Portland. So I'm an Oregon boy.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to find out, so where'd you grow up? Not Portland?
No, I'm from Los Angeles area.
So you're a Californian?
Uh-huh. I'm in California.
I'm surprised you're conservative being from California.
My
a lot of
family.
Californians.
My family. I grew up in a family with entrepreneurs and business people. And
there's more conservatives in California than you think.
Oh, way more.
Now, when you're on the podcast talking to people, what top political points are you trying to make? Or are you just trying to make fun of what's going on in the world?
We definitely make fun of what's going on, but we'll go through policies. So I'm nerdy and I like to read the actual bills. So I read the whole CARES Act.
What's going on with that? What's stupid about that?
I mean, there was just a lot of stupid shit shoved into it.
You read these bills?
I do. Not all of them. Not all of them.
The politicians don't even read them.
I know, and it's fucked. How are you passing stuff? You don't even know what's inside of it. That's our money. What are you doing?
Why do you think they get away with that?
Because we allow it.
But who's we?
The citizens of the United States.
How do we stop it?
I don't know. That's the ultimate question. Vote them out, but do our votes count? We don't know that either.
I don't think so.
Probably not. I don't think they've counted in a while.
So what do? Just get drunk?
I try not to get drunk, but
that's why I'm saying you got a beer in your hand. I'm wondering,
I do.
Is that why they call it the Drunk Republic?
Yeah, mostly just America's drunk. That's how it acts. The politicians act like drunk toddlers, in my opinion. Ever watch C-SPAN? Sometimes I watch C-SPAN for fun and watch like the debates on the House and the Senate floors. Like, I can't even believe these are our leaders. What the actual hell?
Have you ever been like targeted by hate groups?
No.
Yeah, you will.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, but you will eventually. Mm-hmm. You realize that?
Probably.
Doesn't bother you at all?
No, not really.
Because anytime you talk politics, dude, you're going to get the other side that doesn't like it. So like right now, if me and you bag on Democrats, I'm going to get all kinds of shit from the Democrats. And then if we bag on Republicans, I'm going to get all the freaking Republicans talking shit. The libertarians, those are always the ones that really are too afraid to say they're one or the other.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, it's like, because people ask me, are you Democrat or Republican? Well, between the two, I'd take Republican.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily vote Republican. I vote based on people.
Yeah.
And what they're talking about and their agendas and, hopefully make the right choice. Yeah. But it seems like no matter who you vote for, eventually they just get corrupt because the system's corrupt.
Yeah. Both sides are dirty.
I think so.
Both sides are extremely dirty. It's just who's a little less dirty. And I think that has to be determined based on the individual politician that you're voting for.
Well, that's why I don't really follow politics. You could tell me what's going on with the CARES Act. I have no clue. You could tell me, are we in a recession? I keep hearing that.
I mean, I think we're headed towards one. It sounds like.
Are we?
Yeah. I heard not too long ago from someone in the banking industry that the housing market is going to crash like 10 times harder because people aren't paying their mortgages than 2008.
Shit.
Which, cool. Let's buy some shit when it happens, right?
How's your home ownership?
I don't own a home right now.
How's your investments?
They're doing fine.
Do you have it in the stock market?
Not a lot. The small amount of things I have in the stock market are doing fine. I bought in.
Then where's the recession?
I don't know.
But it's coming.
That's what they say.
See what I mean?
Right.
It's dumb.
It's all dumb.
So let's go off that and go on to your entrepreneurial experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So you started a salon, did well. Why'd you shut that down?
I had a really bad breakup with my business partner. So that was really awful. It was harder than my divorce.
Really?
Yeah.
So business partner, was it 50-50?
Yep.
And what was the big bad breakup over?
We just couldn't come to an agreement. She wanted me to buy her out, and she wanted an extremely large amount of money that I didn't have, that it wasn't, our salon just wasn't worth that much. And then she just pitched a big fit. But in hindsight, it was supposed to go away. Like, it was time for me to move on. So as hard as that was, and as much of a loss as it felt like I'm really happy it happened.
And that was how long ago?
9 years.
So what'd you do after that?
I got my real estate license. I did life and health insurance, not health insurance,
Why didn't you,
life insurance for a while, and investments.
What happened with that?
Real estate?
No, life insurance.
I worked at New York Life, and I had a really hard time, honestly. I had a hard time selling it. I was really good. I knew my shit, but I had dudes just try to sleep with me, to be honest.
Were you like just doing a lot of in-home visits?
No. It was hard to... It was an interesting go, because I actually sat down in my boss's office, and he's like, "You're just too attractive for this job." And I was like, that's really dumb. That's a dumb thing to say. But I was running uphill, and I could have stuck it out, and I didn't. I moved on.
You know that the financial services industry has made more millionaires than any other industry.
Oh, I know. I watched it happen to the people I worked with.
Do you know I have a financial services agency called Real Financial?
Mm-hmm.
And just for anyone listening, that's why I was curious about that, because most other companies, if you've tried it in the past and it didn't work out, if I were you, I'd get a hold of us at Real Financial.
Okay.
Because I can show people how to make at least $300,000 to $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that's enough money to get out of the rat race. That's enough money to live kind of below your means, stockpile a little bit, start making intelligent investments, and ultimately in 5-10 years, have something. Because there's a lot of people out there, they'll just, they told me they tried life insurance, but it didn't work out. And I'm like, well, what happened? Because again, dude, it's so easy to sell insurance. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's a great product too. I mean, everybody should have life insurance.
But not necessarily New York Life.
No.
Why? And I'll tell you why. Well, because they don't tell you to buy leads.
Right.
Like they tell you to go out and find people.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the hard part.
The process is.
What if I could just give you the leads of people that want it, and all you do is call and close them? Then
that would work.
That's Real Financial.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're killing the game now, but if you ever want to try that again, let me know.
I mean, it was.
You can do it part-time while you're not drunk.
Yeah.
Are you drunk 24 hours a day? Not literally, but business-wise now? Drunk Republic, is that full-time all you do?
No.
What else do you do?
No. I do business consulting. So right now I'm working with a painting company and also a Kundalini yoga master. We're building his online membership.
You just started a marketing agency. And that's called Urban Gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
So is that so new you don't want to talk about it? Or
we can talk about it. But
because a lot of people need marketing.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand how important marketing is.
No. Yeah. We do branding and marketing stuff. My partner is really good at that. And I will do the other stuff.
You have a website yet?
Nope. Not yet. Well, we do have urbangorillastudios.com, I think. I don't.
Dang.
I think we have the website.
Your partner's going to be pissed.
I know. Maybe it's ugscreative.com.
We'll find out and put it in
Sorry, Joey.
The description. So the Drunk Republic is really an overall brand. The podcast is the main thing that you do on a regular basis. How often do you release those?
So we were releasing them once a week, and we've taken just a little bit of a break since my sister and I both have just had a lot of stuff going on with life. But we're gonna restart here pretty soon, probably in the next month or so.
Damn. Yeah. So what are you doing every day?
Working.
Just consulting people?
Yeah, working on other people's businesses.
Are your parents rich?
No.
Where do you get all your dough?
I just make it myself.
I know, but how?
Consulting.
So you just walk into companies and say, hey, give me some money and I'll tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a partner in a property management company also. So I work with that quite a bit. It's called LCPM.
Is that a like multifamily?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we do mostly small apartment complexes on the Oregon coast.
Nice. Mm-hmm. How'd you get to Oregon?
My family. My mom moved there. We moved there when I was in high school.
Portland?
Mm-hmm. Salem.
Salem. And then Portland?
And then I moved to Portland after my divorce.
Do you want to talk about your divorce?
I mean, if you want to.
Well, what happened there?
We just shouldn't have gotten married. We were together for 10 years. You know how well, maybe you don't know, but you're married, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we were together for like 10 years and we were comfortable in our own dysfunction. And then we had a kid and he started watching our dysfunction. Mm-hmm. And so we got divorced so he didn't have to watch us fight because we had been together for 10 years. Like, we're not going to stop fighting. So
why though?
We're just too different. We're so much happier not married. And
I think when two people can't stop fighting, it's because neither one is willing to shut up.
Oh, probably.
That happened to me before.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can't stop fighting. Because like if I just would have shut up,
mm-hmm.
we wouldn't have fought.
Right.
But I wouldn't shut up.
Right.
Because I'm right.
Right.
She was right.
Mm-hmm.
Two people that refuse to, shut up. They just want to be right. They're
mm-hmm.
never going to get along.
No.
And that is, I would suggest the right answer is because I think it's worse to raise a kid in an unhappy home than raise a kid in two happy homes.
Right.
So if you have to separate to have two happy homes, that's better than one unhappy home.
That's exactly what we did. And we get along great now. We're really great co-parents. Our son thinks it would be he's 12 now, and he thinks it would be so weird if we lived together. He was like, Mom, I am so glad you and Dad don't live together. It'd be weird.
Does he live in Portland too?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, good. So how can the Bomb Squad help you?
I don't know.
Like usually like they can go buy your products, but
Yeah, you can buy my t-shirts online, drunkrepublic.co. They're pretty funny.
You just make them up yourself?
Yeah.
Like what's your top selling t-shirt?
Our top selling one is actually a John Kerry quote, and it's like a private jet is my only choice. He actually said that, which is hysterical.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, it's hilarious because at some point I'm going to have a private jet. And you can't blame him, but he is the energy czar secretary or whatever the hell he is for the United States. So
he said on what, a news conference or something?
Yeah, in like passing on camera, something about flying private. It's like flying private is my only choice or something for someone like him, of course.
Well, of course. And I highly recommend it.
Well, yeah, it's the best.
Have you flown private?
Once.
It's the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's expensive as shit.
Yeah, it is.
I was going to come home from Nashville and it was like $47,000 one way for a small jet.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
And I'm like, Southwest Airlines was like $900 for the whole family. Mm-hmm. I'm like, shit, I'll fly Southwest.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I have a flight status these days on Alaska, and I can't say that I ever really want to fly an actual coach again.
Well, Southwest, everybody's first class.
I know, right?
There's no coach.
There's something that gives me anxiety about not having a seat.
Just get there early.
Yeah.
Or get a business select.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I got there we had some long ass wait behind the A group. And I walked up and I said, isn't there any like upgrades? And she said, you can buy Business Select. That puts you in the first 15 people that board the plane for $60. I'm like, okay. And so you get the whole choice. You can sit anywhere you want. You just have to step up a little bit, pay a little more money.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Especially when it's like compared to flying private.
Yeah.
So like to me, it's like they could have charged me $10,000 to get my family home, and that would have sounded like a good deal. Mm-hmm. One time it was way expensive because the CMA awards were going on in Nashville. Oh, so it's like almost unfair. Like they can just raise their prices because it's a popular destination this weekend.
Yeah.
But what do? You
just pay it.
So you're not wealthy yet.
No.
You said not yet though.
No, not yet. I had a lot of money in my 20s.
What happened to it?
The business breakup was a really bad situation. And then I chose to just be a mom and not go all out and not be home. So I put myself in the position for the last 8-9 years to just make what I needed to, but take my son to school every day, pick him up from school every day, and make sure that I could work from home.
Well, that's the new thing. Mm-hmm. To me, that's way better anyway.
Yeah.
People can survive nowadays.
Yeah.
Like it's not rocket science to make money.
No, it's really not.
Especially if you just go consult. Because again, consulting fees, you can make a living. Like let's say your bills are $10,000 a month. You can go out and say, hey, I either need 5 people to give me $2,000, 1 to give me 10, 3 to give me 3,300, 10 to give me 1. Mm-hmm. But you can do the math and say, okay, I just need 10 people to give me $1,000. Well, what can you consult on that's worth $1,000? Now, if you can answer that, not you, but people, if they can answer that question, well, then they got a business on their hands. Mm-hmm. So what do you help people with?
Well, usually it's small business owners who just can't figure out why they're in that cycle. Small business loop.
And why are they usually?
Usually they don't know how to do something simple like manage inventory, or they don't know how to delegate. That's a big one. Like, dude, you have employees. You don't need to eat, breathe, and sleep, like literally everything. They're always looking at the cost of that. It's like, well, but how much more money could you make if you actually delegate that thing right there? So
how long do you usually engage with them?
It just depends on the business.
Just depends.
Yeah, it just depends on the business.
It's whatever you feel like at the time.
Yeah, like whatever they need. Sometimes they just need to be told what to do. Sometimes I get in there and do some stuff with them. It really just depends. Like it could be anywhere from 2 weeks or 6 months. It just depends.
So let's I'll shoot you some questions or situations and tell me how you'd handle it.
Okay.
So you're a small business owner. Mm-hmm. You're making $10,000 a month. How much should you pay on rent if you're making $10,000 a month and you want to get an office?
How much should you pay on rent if you're making $10,000 a month and you want to get an office?
Yeah, like
like you're an office.
You're
rent?
talking about a small business owner.
Yeah.
So small to me is like they're not making much.
Yeah.
I don't mean big like employee base, but like if you're doing $30 million a month, you're not a small business.
No.
So if someone's making $10,000 a month and they want to go rent an office space, is there a formula for them to gauge on how much rent they should be looking at?
No, I don't really know how to answer that. It just kind of depends. Usually when I come into a situation, they've already overextended themselves. So I would say for somebody who's thinking about that, to start out at like a co-working type office where a lot of your shit's paid for. So like an Industrious, or I guess you can't really go to WeWork anymore, can you?
Why?
I don't know. Aren't they done?
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't pay attention to the news and shit.
Well, I don't really.
You have to, don't you?
Yeah, but not that kind of news usually.
All you focus on is politics?
Yeah.
So what's going on right now that's dumb? I wasn't going to talk about politics, but it sounds like that's the only thing we can talk about.
Well, we can talk about business.
Well, politics is more edgy.
Politics is definitely edgy.
Like, what are your thoughts on
I think
our commander-in-chief?
Oh, God. At this point, if you watch him and don't think there's something mentally off, then you have a problem.
What do you think about Miss Nancy Pelosi?
I think that she's drunk all the time.
Literally?
I think so. I mean, listen to her speak.
What do you think? Who do you think's actually running the country?
Dude, I don't know. That's the ultimate question. I go back and forth. At first, I was like, is China controlling Joe Biden, or is it the Bilderberg group? Like, I don't know, but it's not anyone here with our best interest. I'll tell you that much.
Why do you think that?
I mean, nothing he's done has been in America's interest. I don't think, personally.
I would agree. And I'm not a big, Republican, like I said. I just believe in fairness, man.
Yeah.
Common sense, I should say, not fairness. Like, to me, common sense is common sense.
Yeah.
Why are you shutting down the pipeline?
Yeah.
And then our gas prices skyrocket. Then they say, oh, no, it's not because of that. It's because of the Ukraine war.
Yeah, which is crazy. And that's all a big effing lie, too.
Well, why are we giving $1.7 trillion to Ukraine?
And where are we getting that when we're that much in debt?
We're way more in debt than that.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
We're printing it.
Yeah. We're literally just printing money.
But they need help over there.
But do they?
I don't know.
Right.
What's the media say?
The media says they need help.
Can you trust them?
Nope. Here's the thing. Not too long ago, I was watching the news and they were like, live from Ukraine. It was light out. And in Ukraine at that time, it was like 3 a.m. So no, you weren't live in Ukraine. Where the fuck were you? If you can't even understand like what time it is in the place that you're saying you're live, like how are we supposed to believe anything that you say? You're not live in Ukraine right now.
Let's pretend this is your podcast for a moment.
All right.
Let's start the show. I'm your guest, Bradley.
Okay. Welcome to Drunk Politics. We have Bradley on. He's going to talk to us about business.
Thank you.
And how business and politics go like intertwine. Do you think that the political spectrum has anything to do with business?
I think it does. I don't think it should.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So in other words, I do believe politics plays a big role in business, but it shouldn't.
Right. And why?
Well, because politicians, right, by trade, should be over there focusing on laws and government that benefit the people, right? They're the voice of the people. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't bleed its way into business. Business is something completely different. Mm-hmm. But there's politics in business. Mm-hmm. And there's ramifications from those politics that affect business. And then there's the media, which is the biggest arm they have, mm-hmm. used to spin narratives and control, perspectives. Mm-hmm. So it does make an impact on business, unfortunately. I just don't think it should. I think everyone should go out and just like literally focus on helping people with their product or service and continue to improve the product or service and not worry about what's happening politically. And I think the political shit will find its way eventually.
Do you think businesses should be able to donate to politicians?
No.
Me either. How do you feel about lobbyists? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, but that's common sense. See, I told you earlier, I'm common sense. I'm not liberal. Like I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm common sense. Common sense says lobbying allows for dirty deals to be done. Mm-hmm. So then you just eliminate lobbying. And then when someone says, well, it's expensive to run for politics.
Why?
You used to volunteer.
Right. Why does it cost so much?
Well, you used to volunteer.
Yeah.
Like volunteer. Go be a volunteer politician. Mm-hmm.
Somebody tried to make the argument not too long ago that politicians need to be paid more.
Bullshit.
Like, and because they're like, well, if they were paid more, then they wouldn't have to take bribe money.
Not true.
No, the person
that's a left viewpoint.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. But I thought that was a little crazy. Yeah.
That's almost like aggravating that someone would think that.
Yeah. I can't remember who said that.
We should pay them more so they don't steal. We should pay them more so they can't be bribed. You'd have to pay them zillions of dollars.
Yeah. Everyone has a price.
How about you just don't pay them? Everybody's a volunteer. You like when you get drafted into the Army, it was your duty to go serve in the Army. Well, let's take the brightest minds of certain levels of colleges and basically people, and make them go serve in the government.
Yeah.
You do your 2 years and you go back to civilian life, and everything that you voted for and everything that you put in place, you had to live by. It applied to you. So while you were out there, you weren't making laws for everybody else. You were making laws for yourself, and you were fighting as if you had to deal with it and you had to live with it. Because a lot of those people, they're not making laws that they have to live with. They're making laws for everyone else to live with, and they don't apply to them.
Oh, yeah. I think it's absolutely asinine that the people making our laws have no fucking clue what it's like to live in the civilian world and not be in politics. I don't think you should be able to major in politics in college.
That's why normal people, everyday business people, entrepreneurs should go out there and serve.
Yeah.
That's why, again, I mean, people always said, because in my day, Trump was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So people thought I was a Trump fan. And it's like, dude, I'm a business person fan.
Yeah.
Like go look at it like a business. Just look at it like a business. Operate it like a business. And we will thrive.
The country basically is a business. To think that you can just go and spend a bunch of money and print more money and all this crap. Like, no, it needs to be ran like a business. That's what was appealing about Trump. Like, when's the last time we got
real estate?
I don't know. But the thing about it is the government owns a lot of real estate.
Yeah, but when's the last time we got any new real estate?
Oh, I don't know.
It's been a long ass time.
Long time.
What did we buy New Mexico for, or Texas? Remember those Louisiana Purchase and shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
Back in those days when we were growing things.
It'd be interesting.
Laying down the railroad tracks.
Look that up.
Building America, building commerce.
Well, they just passed the $1 trillion plan to build shit and roads, right? What was that called? God, I can't remember.
Then you got the Tea Party. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Got pissed off the taxes.
So afraid that's going to happen again.
Is there a
Boston Tea Party? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a rumor out there amongst the political people?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I can't believe you don't get any death threats or anything weird if you're talking political all the time.
Well, I stay pretty neutral in a lot of areas. Like, you can't really be that mad at me if you're a feminist, because I give zero fucks about the abortion issue, to be honest. Like, do I think you should have an abortion at 9 months like you can in Oregon? No, that's fucking gross. But it's not like a platform I want to stand on and raise hell about. Like, I don't think that you're a baby murderer if you have an abortion at 8 weeks. Like, it's just not the hill that I stand on to die. And so
what about 9 months?
9 months is gross. Like,
gross. It's murder.
It's fucking disgusting. Yeah, I don't think that should be allowed. There needs to be a line drawn for sure.
Well, I would say so.
But
how about 2 years?
The abortion pill murder is a little much.
How about up to 2 years old?
That's fucking gross too.
Yeah, as long as you kill them by the time they're gross. 2, it's legal.
Fucking gross. That's gross.
When should you start being able to kill the children?
Well, that's when does life become life? Right? That's the question that no one can fucking agree on.
Conception.
Yeah, sure.
But again, is it? What's life? Because it wouldn't live on its own.
Mm-mm. But neither does a fucking 12-month-old.
This episode's probably not even going to get listened to. It's going to be suppressed so hard. But when it comes to an abortion, like, there's always exceptions to every rule.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is political shit.
Yeah.
But just what do I believe? Well, again, I believe that there needs to be a line drawn, of course.
Yeah.
And I believe that up to a certain point, it's not necessarily a child. It's going to be, and I could be wrong, but it's going to be a child. It's not yet a child.
Right.
Matter of fact, if someone had a miscarriage, there's just usually, some blood clots in the toilet. Right. They don't say, oh, look, there's an arm. Like, again, by the time it has arms and feet and legs, and now it's a freaking baby.
Now it's
so
gross.
Like,
if
leave
you
it
have
alone.
to go in and do the whole, that's gross.
Yeah, but
There's
leave it alone at
gross.
that point.
Yeah.
But if it's a tadpole or an egg that was fertilized, so technically it's pregnant, and if you allowed it to continue, it would become life. Well, technically it's life right now. I know technically, but again, theoretically, is it? Because if it just came out of the body, would it survive?
No,
it wouldn't.
No, it doesn't even have all of its organs. So,
and then not only that, women have rights. It's their body. It's their thing. Right. Now, again, while it's a embryo or below.
Yeah.
As soon as, if you wait long enough to where now you got a baby inside you, then
it's gross.
Then just have it.
Yeah.
And give it up
for adoption.
Yeah. Like, you should not be able to abort.
There's tons of women out there that want babies. It's a fucking pain in the ass to have.
Can't even believe we're talking about this.
To adopt. I think a safe way for me, my belief is first trimester, whatever.
Krista, we're going to get in trouble for this one.
People can kiss my ass.
You just don't care, huh?
I just really think that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And if you don't like my opinion, then that's fine. You can have your own. I respect everyone's opinion. Will I maybe judge you if you think it's fine to have an abortion at 9 months?
Who does?
For sure.
I don't think people think that.
I think that people don't know, and that's the problem.
I know, but I don't really truly believe there are people that say, yes, we should be able to.
There really are, though.
Where?
They're a very small fraction, but there are.
Okay, so again, then they need to shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the majority of people think that's disgusting. And honestly, I think the majority of people don't know that a lot of states allow you to have an abortion at 9 months.
Not 9 months. No way.
Yeah, in Oregon, that's legal.
No way. Mm-hmm. I'm going to Google it.
Go ahead.
Hey Siri, how many months are you allowed to have an abortion in Oregon?
Does Siri work for you?
Let's see. No. I don't have my readers. Let me see if she'll talk. Hey Siri, how many months can you be if you get an abortion?
Here's what I found.
How far along can you get an abortion? A new extreme law went into effect. Let's see. Where are you? See, now it goes to some ad.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no way that you can get abortion at 9 months legally.
You can. It's called it's like partial birth abortion, and it's not legal in most states, but it is in some.
That's crazy.
It's gross. It's really gross. It's really, really, really gross. So
let's switch the subject.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that anymore.
I want to talk about what people can expect when they listen to your podcast, because ultimately you want people to listen to your podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are they listening to abortions and opinions? Or are they listening to laws that are being made?
Yeah, I've gotten into some conversations with people. I differ from most conservatives, and I have mostly conservatives on my podcast. My opinion on abortion differs from most conservatives. So
most conservatives are dead set against it completely.
Yeah. And I'm not. I think during the first trimester, it's your choice. And I'm not into the government having much say over our lives at all. So that's what you can expect if you listen. Most of the time, our arguments are always why is the government even messing around in that area of our lives? And what I find interesting is conservatives want to control your personal life and liberals want to control your money life. So it's really both sides are about control. So usually when we read a bill and we go over it on the podcast or, talking about a new law or whatever, that's what it's centered around is, okay, but why are we even bothering with this?
And most people that have no idea what's in these bills,
right?
They could learn a few things.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Krista Hilton, any relation to Paris?
Yeah, actually.
How so?
My great grandpa and Conrad Hilton are cousins. We're cousins, and so they grew up together, and
that's why you've
moved
never
to
had
LA
to work.
Together. What?
That's why you've never had to work.
No,
trust fund,
I'm not on the trust fund side. My grandpa was a doctor. Yeah, he delivered babies.
Coincidentally enough.
Yeah.
Are you a feminist?
No, I think feminism has failed us completely. I think it started out as an okay thing, but I think feminism has failed.
Now, when people hear the word feminist, what does that mean? Like if you describe a feminist, can guys be feminists? Somebody that believes
in women's rights.
Can guys be feminists?
I guess if you wanted to call yourself a feminist.
Let's define feminism.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual definition is.
Siri, defined feminist.
As a noun, feminist means a person who supports feminism. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Define feminism.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri, define feminism. She's saying shit. The advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. So I'm a feminist.
Yeah, I guess so.
I believe everyone is equal.
Yeah. But like some equal of the feminists were like, well, we can't define a woman.
Yeah, but that's stupidity. That's politics. Now we're back to politics. And that's why I stay out of politics. I think politics are stupid.
It's
and I think
so
people
stupid.
that like pay attention to them other than you might be a little stupid. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You can't stop it. You can't affect it. And half the shit they're talking about is ridiculous. Like, you can't tell me what a woman is. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay.
Stupid.
If we want to change it, that's fine. But
I'm not a biologist, so.
I know, but if we want to, as a society, change what we've already decided,
yeah,
go ahead. Like, for example, we call a tree a tree. Mm-hmm. If we all get together and we say, okay, we don't want to call it a tree anymore.
Yeah.
We want to call it either a thorn or a darnet.
A darnet.
And we all say, okay, it's no longer a tree. It's now a thorn or a darnet. Mm-hmm. And people didn't like it. And they wanted to call it a tree. People would still understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. But you mean a darnet? No, I mean a tree. Yeah, but we don't call it trees anymore. We've all agreed. Mm-hmm. Nobody does that in politics. Nobody agrees. Everybody disagrees. Everybody
disagrees.
Argues. Mm-hmm. Everybody's at odds. And everybody's
that's why it's stupid.
Against each other.
It's stupid. However,
and I think it's on purpose, FY.
I think I agree with you. But not paying attention, I saw what happened when people really don't pay attention, and that is living in Portland and how awful it was when the riots were going on and homelessness got out of control and there was people shooting up at my son's bus stop.
Wow.
It was bad. So there is a certain amount that we have to pay attention to, because if not, then they just do whatever they want. These stupid politicians, like, they have to be held accountable to some degree. And now people are paying more attention in Portland and things are they're starting to change.
Well, I agree with that 100%. Why'd you come to Vegas? Not just for the podcast. What else are you doing?
I just flew down for this, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
You visiting for a couple of days or no?
Yeah. Yeah, we're having fun.
You gonna go gamble?
Probably. I like to play blackjack.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Why blackjack?
I don't know. It's fun.
Do you gamble much?
No.
So
I'm really conservative. I'll sit down with $100 or something. And then if I drop below what I started with, I want to walk away.
So you just do it for fun.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming all the way down just to be on the podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
Is there anything the Bomb Squad can do for you?
Just, support Drunk Republic. That's all.
Folks, drunkrepublic.co. Go listen to her podcast, why do I keep screwing that up?
Drunk Politics Podcast.
The Drunk Politics Podcast.
Yeah.
I keep saying drunk influencer.
Well, I could be a drunk influencer. I
should.
need to drink more.
You didn't even
to
drink
do
your
that.
beer.
I drink half of it.
You should probably drink on your podcast.
My sister drinks
and
on
get
our podcast.
Sloshy drunk. I know, but two sloshy drunk girls talking
Yeah.
on a podcast would be kind of funny.
That's happened a couple times.
And you get hammered and you release it anyway?
Yeah.
Have you ever
We
recorded
wanna
one and not
start-
released it?
No.
Me either.
No, we release all of them. I'm sitting on a couple that I need to release. But I intend to. So.
Why are you sitting on them?
Oh, they just need to be edited.
Well, I don't edit.
Yeah, I don't either.
All of what you just heard.
So that's why
and
they're
witnessed
still there.
is coming out.
Yeah. They just need a little sound help.
Get one of these things.
Yeah. That's
See,
the
I
plan.
can do all kinds of stuff like this.
Definitely need that.
So on your way back to Portland, Oregon, you are going to fly, Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to land within 72 hours of landing. Are you going to go do a podcast?
No, my equipment's not here yet.
Come on. We got to get you back on the mic.
I know. I have so much to say.
Well, why aren't you running to do so?
Because every time I listen back to my current podcasts, they sound like shit, and I'm tired.
So you're judging
of
yourself.
Being annoyed when I listen to my own podcast. That, to be honest, and we don't do it. It's not like a source of income for us. So maybe at some point it can be, but we literally do it. We started doing it for fun, and so I'd like to step up the production game a little bit because I'm tired of listening back and being like, oh, this hurts to listen to. So I'm sick of judging myself.
Well, let's let the Bomb Squad go listen to one and give you the feedback. How about that?
Yes.
Say, there you go, Bomb Squad. That's what you can do for Krista. You can go listen to her podcast, one podcast, and give her honest and open feedback on how she can improve it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So she can take this game to the next level.
Yeah, you can. If you want to email me, you can at Krista@drunkrepublic.co and give me your feedback. That's cool too.
You guys, let's bombard her with our feedback. Go listen to her podcast. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for
Folks,
having me.
as always, keep it real.
Dropping bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.